Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for some live storm coverage for the first time in what feels like forever. We actually have some severe weather going on here across the Denver metro. So we're going to zoom it out a little bit. We're going to just kind of show the metro as a whole. We've had a bunch of different storms ongoing already, and I have a bunch kind of firing up all at the same time. So we have two warnings right now. We have one on the northwestern sections of the Denver area, and we have another one that just recently got issued down in Castle Rock. We're going to start up here. This is going to be a storm rolling off the mountains right now. We're going to zoom in here. You can make a square to also zoom in easier as well, Heather, if you click the click wheel. So we got Heather on the producer stage. This is her first real time doing this. All my usual are out of town right now. Derek and Justin are in Denver. Frank's on call and he's working later, and Andrea is currently working from home. So we got Heather on here. So if there's a couple speed bumps or me giving directions, that's why. Heather, she'll be able to handle this, no problem. So right now we got storm in Layden, or a little earlier, right before we got live here, we had a 2-inch MPing report come in near the Golden area, Colorado. So we had, this is up to golf ball size hail. Let's look at the storm right now. You can see the nice inflow here, nice little hook with this storm. So it looks like it's fairly healthy with this. Let's look at the correlation coefficient. This is what we, if you're first time watching with us, the correlation coefficient, or CCs for short, they will show objects in the sky. So the less they correlate, so rains all generally around the same size. However, hailstones vary in size, and the more variation, the bigger those objects are, the lower the colors get. So you start with hot colors up by the pinks and the, not pinks, the purples and the reds. And it looks like we just got a tornado warning issued here. The purples and the reds, those are going to be rain. And then you see the yellows, greens, and blues here. That's what you want for hail. See that big hail, especially the greens and blues, that really indicate much larger hail, that larger than golf ball size hail. So we just got an update here with the radar, and we also got a tornado warning. So I want to go, let's go back to the reflectivity. Okay, so we got that there. Bring up velocities real quick. Just the base velocity. Okay, so there's some rotation in here. I mean, the radar is indicating some rotation. Go back to reflectivity and let's query this tornado warning. Let's actually see what's going on here before we kind of go over the hail a little bit. Make sure, nope, severe thunderstorm warning. Let's click on, just go out, try to click on the red, I guess. That should bring up tornado warning. Okay, so it's not really too much on the hail. It's if you look on the tab there, Heather, you can probably see all the off-air text. Are you able to see it? Just right. I just want to make sure it's radar indicated, not there's something on the ground or anything. Oop, we're getting a bunch of hail reports in here too. We'll query those in just a minute. So, anything out of that?
I am not sure. I see like the main query and then it had the Titan query.
Oh, okay, so you got the pallets. I'll go over to properties. It's going to be the tab up the top. There you go. You can read the warning now. You see it? All right, well, never mind.
Currently selected, yeah, there's like currently selected item either does not have properties or was selected from a pallet.
Okay, well, that's all right. Let's, I can, that's like, I got my phone on hand here. You've got it now? Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's, all right, radar indicator rotation, that's good. So we're not seeing anything on the ground currently. Let's clear this out. We'll zoom out a little bit here. And we are going to look at all these reports that came in right after this tornado warning came out. So we have a tornado warning out right now north of Denver. There we go, in the Arvada and Thornton area. We have 3 different alerts here. Let's start from west to east and just kind of query these, there's the main query, the various reports here. So, okay, we got that 2 report that we mentioned here. This was in the White Ranch area here in Jefferson County. We had in Arvada now, we've had up to some ping pong ball size hail, and see what this one closest to the storm currently, quarter size hail on Arvada. So we've had quarter to 2 inch hail already reported with this storm, this western storm, and this is moving generally northeastward towards Thornton and then eventually Brighton. So this is all the northern sections of the Denver area itself. Here's Denver right here. There's downtown. This is north of Denver a few miles. So we have this storm going on right now, tornado warned, nothing on the ground currently, but you might be hearing sirens if you're in the Thornton area, Arvada, the other areas to north here. Let's zoom in a little bit so I can be reminded of storms. We haven't had anything in Denver yet this year, so my knowledge of the metro is a little less good. There we go, okay. Again, it's all right, we'll move it down, it will be fine, we'll get it down here to the south and to the a little bit. So Broomfield, you're up next here. Let's do the CC scope, just kind of see. We got some higher reflectivity. This is typically where the hail is going to be. Okay, looks like we're going to have quite a bit of the bigger hail here down by Wallace Village in the Layden Junction area. This is in Arvada, the far western sections of Arvada. And this is, again, moving north and eastward at a fairly decent clip. Let's see how far this thing is moving. Northeast at 15, so it's not moving super fast. So about 15 miles an hour here. Broomfield, you're next up. Westminster, the northern sections of Westminster, Wallace Village right now, that's where you're getting the big hail. So you see the lots of greens, that's where you're going to get a lot of hail, and then likely that hail quarter to maybe ping pong ball size. Currently, I don't think there's going to be anything too wild at the moment. I got my cell phone on me. I'm looking at radar in here as well. I'm looking for reports coming in before they show up on this. And looks like, yeah, we have quite a bit here of that higher reflectivity indicating that hail. Let's get rid of this scope. Let's check out the storm down by Castle Rock. So we have 2 warned storms. Man, big update right there. So we have, let's go down to Castle Rock. We'll check back in on this in just a second. We got another storm to the south. We got tornado watch now. It looks like in effect for Denver itself. Here in Castle Rock, let's zoom in. This storm has had quarter size hail reported with it already. I think I've had, just a couple reports here. Okay, this one's not looking as impressive as the other one. So down here, southern sections of Castle Rock, let's see, just bring up correlation coefficient for the whole thing. Okay, yeah, so there's some hail down here to the south. It looks like we just got a little indicator as well. Let's query this one here, Heather. So this has, okay, so it's saying possibly up to some quarter size hail. This is much weaker than the storm that's tornado warned, but it is still producing some hail. Again, notice here all the algorithm, the system that we're using here, the MAX system, is indicating 90% chance of hail. So it's definitely hailing. We've had hail reported already, but 40% chance of it being severe. The maximum potential being quarter size, which is severe, really indicates, yeah, chances are it's a lot of sub-severe hail, but there could be some quarters in here. There was some quarters just to the east of I-25. So let's clear this out, bring it back to reflectivity, and yeah, so this storm looks like this is the storms. We got some hail probably from Franktown along Highway 86 here, Colorado Route 86, back towards I-25 in Castle Rock. Primarily sub-severe hail. If you're in Colorado, if you live in Castle Rock, chances are you've had storms like this before. A metric crap ton of pea to dime size hail and a couple quarters mixing in. So I think we can move away from this for now. Let's kind of go back up to the north here. And we zoom out just a bit. Whoop, no, going the wrong way. It's inverted. Again, you can click and drag it so that way it's a little more, a little less bumpy here. We have another storm by Brighton. This one looks like it is not severe currently. I do not think it's severe warned at the moment. We do have, is that a report down here in Brighton though? Yeah, let's, oh, it just got severe warned right there. Let's bring up the warning for this storm in Brighton. This will be moving out of population pretty quickly here, but bringing that warning, it's for quarter size hail. And I'm assuming that this report in Brighton was probably for quarters. And so we have Fort Lupton, Hudson, those are your main population centers coming up. This is going to be going up Interstate 76 here, pretty much moving northeastward. Let's clear this out. Let's bring up that report in Brighton. What did this thing previously have? Okay, so we had sub-severe hail with this. So again, chances are this is going to be primarily sub-severe hail, maybe some quarters up here, and we're going to be pulling away from the main population. Brighton's like the last big town before we start to get to the more rural, isolated areas in the northeastern sections of the Denver metro. So Hudson and eventually Keansburg here are going to be what we're expecting. So let's go back to the main storm. Looks like the one over by Broomfield. This is going to be the big hail maker. It's a tornado warned storm currently. Let's check on velocities real fast. Just want to make sure we're not going to drop a tornado on this. Okay, there's definitely some rotation, but I'm not seeing too much to really indicate that there's something going to be on the ground right now. Nonetheless, if you're in the area, you're hearing your sirens, you know, get into your tornado safe place, take those precautions. Better safe than sorry with any kind of tornadic activity. Go to correlation coefficient now, just whole screen on there. There you go. So Broomfield, here's downtown Broomfield, right where my remote is at. Just to the south here, notice all of these yellows, the greens. This is where your hail is going to be. That larger hail falling currently, likely in that quarter to possibly up to golf ball range. I'm curious to see what we are getting. I know we got a ping pong ball. So we've gotten a ping pong ball report come in with this on the south side of Broomfield. So up to I'm going to say up to ping pong ball size hail right now currently with this storm. With Denver, a little challenging sometimes, even though the correlation coefficients can get very low, very large quantities of hail can fall as well. Bring up a ZDR real quick, Heather, see if we get some weird readings on this system. So. Oh, God, it's kind of messy. Never mind. Let's forget that. Go back to reflectivity. We've got a couple more reports that just came in. So let's check out these two reports here that just came in Broomfield on the western side. We'll start in that's the northern one. Yeah, so that's a dime size hail. Let's bring up this one right here. I think this, okay, quarter size hail. And I did also see an MPing report on my phone here of up to ping pong ball size hail. So I think what's happening is we are seeing a ton of hail with this, ranging anywhere from well below severe limits, you know, that pea size hail, tiny little hail, all the way up to that ping pong ball size hail. Our biggest report so far has been 2 inches. We'll see how this progresses, how this continues. Can you try to query the spinning arrow here, Heather, the mezzo? See what the algorithm is saying. Whoop. Let's see, try to bring it up again. Got it in there. It's gonna be hard. You gotta like actually click on the arrow, so you gotta miss the gap. It's like playing one of those arcade games. 2.3. Okay, so that's what I was expecting. So it's a pretty big marker. So it's showing there's a lot of lift in the storm. It's probably a very tall storm, and so there's still potential for quite a bit of large hail with this. And again, rotation as well. At least mid-level rotation, enough to keep those hailstones suspended so they can get larger before they make it down to the ground. The best areas of possible very large hail. The largest hail will be on the more southern sections of this storm, so we can kind of clear this out. Whoop, we got the tornado warning in there. So here's downtown Broomfield, just southwest of it along Highway 36. Let's zoom in here right into the highest reflectivity zone, pretty much right where the spinning arrow is at now. So areas like, let's see, what road is this? West 112th Street and what is this? Westminster Boulevard. Here, this general region, this is where most of your hail is falling right now, and then up to, I'd say, ping pong, maybe golf ball size hail with that. Again, if Steve's watching, you can hear me in the other room. He's the one mapping it right now. He can jump in and yell at me if I'm wrong. So if anything bigger comes in or anything like that, we will have that in there. Again, Heather's first time producing. Give a shout out to her. She's doing a great job having to pretty much learn this as I'm talking. So I'm not getting too fancy with it either. Try to keep it so we can keep things rolling with this. So this is what we're looking at here. If we go to correlation coefficient, so where my hand's at, this is where the pink's at, and then you see, yeah, that lower correlation coefficient. It looks like the lowest CCs are on the very edge of the precip here. So your biggest hail is going to be right on that southern edge of the storm, right where that updraft is going to be. So just well, in the rest of the country, blow this area up. Yeah. So we just got a radar update here. Probably go the correlation coefficient update. You think? Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically the CC's updated while we were on here. So go back to reflectivity. Where your biggest hail is going to be. Let's zoom it out a bit so you get a look at the entire storm. This is, if you're just joining us, we have a few storms ongoing here in the Denver area. This one being in Broomfield, the most impactful one. This one's tornado warned. Doesn't look like there's any kind of active tornado happening, but that potential is there. Is this a new report? Before you run away. Let's pick up that one. Again, these times are in central time right now, so that's a quarter report. So it's 2:52 if you're watching this in Denver. All right, there's that ping pong ball report that I noted that I saw on my phone here. So again, ping pong ball size hail is the biggest we've seen so far. It's going to be in the southern sections of the storm where the highest reflectivity is, where you're seeing the pink on the radar. That's the most likely spot of seeing the larger hail, that greater than $half size hail. Let's clear this out. Let's go down, let's check in on the storm to the south real fast. Got another report here in Castle Rock. Let's see what that one is. Is that one sub-severe? Yeah, okay, dime-sized hail. So again, this storm in Castle Rock, it's still warned. We had quarter-size hail with it. I'm assuming that's going to be this report right here. Down to the southeast southern sections of Castle Rock, right to the east of I-25. It looks like this one was a quarter report, I'm guessing. If you bring that up, I'm pretty sure that's the quarter. Yeah, that's the quarter report from MPing. So right now, okay, let's just flip it over to correlation coefficient, see if we're seeing anything in there. Not too much. So I don't think there's a whole lot with this storm here in Castle Rock. Just wanted to check in on it. We don't want to forget about it and have it blow up on us. So right now it looks like nothing severe falling at the moment. I think all the severe hail happened in Castle Rock, pretty much right along I-25, maybe about 15 minutes ago. So if we go back to reflectivity, let's bring it out to just Denver in general. It's on a palette. I think I got one that says Denver. You can click on there, Heather. Or palettes in the maps. It's going to be City Metro. I have a City Metro folder, and one that should just say Denver, and it could bring it to Denver. If not, that's okay. We can just kind of zoom it out. Got it. Oop, there we go. Perfect. All right, so that's what we're seeing here in the Denver area. So we have down here, bottom of the screen, a storm we were just talking about. That was in Castle Rock. We have another storm up here that was impacting Brighton. This is pulling away and is not making severe hail right now. It's warned, but it's not making severe hail. Looks like it is a shadow of itself. And then the biggest storm currently, this is going to be the one that's tornado warned here. Let's zoom in on that. It's right by Highway 287. About to cross I-25 in the I-25 corridor on the north sides of the Denver area. This is going to be in Broomfield and heading towards East Lake now. The hail is going to be where you see those higher reflectivity. So where you see the pink showing up on radar is where your best chance for hail is going to be. Let's go ahead and, okay, looks like the tornado warning just got updated, pulled away. Areas such as like Broomfield and Wallace and stuff, because the storm has moved away, the tornado threat is gone. Let's bring up correlation coefficient. Let's kind of get a better image of what we're seeing here. Still lowering with that. So you're getting that hail. The biggest hail reported was 2 inches over by Golden. This was way earlier. Right now, the biggest we've seen so far is ping pong ball size hail, and that might be the case continuing. We're getting the MPing reports coming in faster than they're showing up on our computer here, so I'm looking on my phone at the same time. Looks like there's still some quarter reports coming in, so a lot of hail with this storm, likely a lot of sub-severe hail with that hail up to ping pong ball size. Let's bring it up back to reflectivity, what we're seeing here. Okay, we are moving, this is moving generally northeastward, I believe, about 15 or something like that, 15, 20 miles an hour. Updated tornado warning. Yeah, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. Warned for quarter-size hail. So we've only seen quarter reports most recently. So again, that marginally severe hail for here. If you go to the pallets, Heather, you should see the cone, direction cone. Okay. All right, you might have to zoom out a little bit for it to the increments here. So you zoom it out a tiny bit, click on the storm, bring it out to the northeast about 15 miles an hour. You should see at the edge of the cone there about 7 miles an hour, 8, 10, 15, 15 right there. So that means in about 45 minutes we're going to be pulling into Brighton. So right now we are moving into East Lake. Again, this is going to be your time. So yes, it says 3:56 here, yet somehow it's 3:08. No, it's the time zones. We are here in Oklahoma City. This is going to be Central Time. Denver, you guys are in Mountain Time, so you're an hour back. So it's going to be at 3:08 in East Lake, so that's very soon. Going to be pulling into East Lake very soon here. And then we have Todd Creek and Brighton by about 3:30 Mountain Time, 4:30 here in Oklahoma City. So that's what we are looking at in the time frame here. That is where the storm is going to go if it continues to be making hail. If it continues to be a hail producer by about 3:30 local time is when the Brighton area will see some hail. It looks like the storm, the reflectivity is nowhere near as bright as it was earlier, where you see all these hail reports off to the west. Let's clear out the screen. Do you see where you can like loop the radar, Heather, or at least kind of pull it back? Like it's going to be, so just below the screen there's going to be like a bar, you know, that looks like it's like a dragger bar, so you can kind of drag it all the way to the left, and that will pull the time back from now to, there we go. All right. Yeah, so we roll the radar back here. Storm really kind of got its act together a little after 3:30, and then is continuing to push off to the northeast. Notice here about 10 minutes ago, man, a whole bunch of reports have come in now. About 10 minutes ago, we had much higher reflectivity, a lot more pink showing up on radar, and now not as much. But we can go back to the current time. Notice all these reports that have come in just in the last few seconds. Let's zoom in just by Route 36 first, and then so we got dime-sized hail. What's the one right next to it, just to the left of it? Okay, just to the left of it here in Broomfield. Okay, dimes as well. Just kind of query around. We got a bunch of them showing up. We got quarters. Another one here in Broomfield. So on the southern side of Broomfield, quarter size hail there as well. Let's clear it out. Let's check out another. Yeah. Okay. A lot of you guys get the point. You get a bunch of quarters up to ping pong ball size hail. Let's see what's this one furthest to the south. Quarters as well. Another quarter. Okay, so yeah, we're getting quite a bit of quarter size hail. So there's a lot of, again, chances are you're going to start seeing pictures or videos come out, probably a ton of hail falling, likely ranging from that sub-severe up to clearly quarter to ping pong ball size hail. Any other ones back? Is this an old one, Heather? Okay, yeah, those are the old ones. I'm talking about the one that's just west of like the cluster that's going north-south, just south of central Broomfield. Okay, that one's the dime size report. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. So we have a tornado watch in effect. That's what you see here with the purpley color across most of the Denver metro. We have a storm that's tornado warned currently. Let's bring up the velocities just to make sure there isn't anything sneaking up. Okay, you're seeing a little bit right there, but I don't think, again, it's going to be that right where the greens and the reds meet. That's your best chance of any kind of tornadic activity, maybe some funnel clouds. I don't see anything that indicates we're seeing a tornado happening right now, so that's good. It's just radar indicated. The potential is there. So if you're hearing the tornado sirens in your area, go ahead, take your tornado precautions. All right, severe thunderstorm warning just got canceled for the storm off to the west because it's passed, and we can go back to reflectivity here. With the storm not looking as healthy as it did previously, again, about 15-20 minutes ago, it looked significantly more. Just passing I-25, your best chance for hail is probably right on I-25. Let's zoom in a bit here where that hail core is going to be at. All right, let's see here. And we have in the East Lake area, so along Washington Street and what is this? East 128th Ave. That's where your hail, right there, bullseye, right between those two main road intersections. That's going to be your best chance for seeing that hail up to that quarter size. That seems to be what we're really kind of averaging here for the biggest hail potential. So yeah, I got more MPing reports of quarters, and the hail sizes on this, so that the algorithm is indicating probably nothing too wild. They're not seeing too much in the craziness of the hail. Again, all right, so that's really starting to wind down a little bit. It's moving a little quicker, about 25 miles an hour, but it's looking like it's nothing too crazy at the moment. Let's go ahead and just kind of look at all of Denver again. Let's kind of see what's off to the west, anything crazy like that. Okay, looks like we have a bunch of rain starting to fill in off to the west here. This potentially could break up into little storms, but I think our hail may have peaked here. So we'll just kind of see where this goes. The storm, again, off to the east of Brighton doesn't look too impressive. Looks like the severe thunderstorm warning was dropped. That makes sense here down by Centennial and Castle Rock. A lot of thunder and lightning, a lot of rain, maybe some small hail, but none of this is severe here. This is too many storms interacting, too many cooks in the kitchen. You're not going to get a big hailstorm with that. Primarily this guy right here, heading towards Brighton, that's going to be your best bet for continued hail, and you notice the large amount of reports that have since come in. Chicago, nothing in Chicago today. That could possibly be tomorrow. I was not the one to put the forecast together for today. I was looking at today, but I honestly have not looked too much into tomorrow, so we'll have an update for you guys for tomorrow. I think chances are we're going to see a big squall line that may be more wind-driven than hail-driven by the time storms get to the Chicago area tomorrow. All right, let's zoom in close to Brighton one more time here with the storm. I'm assuming we're going to get an updated warning here pretty soon. We're pulling out of the tornado warning, and there's no further subsequent warnings with this. Check on the correlation coefficient real fast. Okay, so there is very little in the way of lowered CC. So where you see all these pinks and reds, that's just rain. Right here, right pretty much where it says East Lake, notice the lower CC, or we say the colors that are a little cooler colors, so the yellows and greens. Tiny little area here, that's where your best chance for quarters are, but I think this storm is really starting to kind of die off here compared to what we were seeing earlier. So I'm going to give this probably a few more minutes, and then we may actually wrap things up a bit, and then come back if anything crazy happens. Thanks as always to our sponsors, C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor Show. You guys saw them at the beginning of the video here. But let's bring it back to reflectivity. Bring it back out to just Denver in general. And yeah, so overall, got a storm here. Again, this isn't going to be some blockbuster crazy storm. However, hey, you know what? We haven't had a hailstorm in a while here in the Denver area. We haven't had hail that's been impactful to major metro areas in a while as well. You haven't seen us do any live coverage in quite a bit. We didn't get rid of doing it or anything. There just hasn't been too much to really report on in terms of exciting weather here. So again, Denver, you guys can have severe weather. You can have hail all the way well to the end of September. Pretty much till it starts to snow, you can get hail in the Denver area. So things aren't, it's probably not the last time you guys could see some hail, but looks like, you know, decent storm here again, up to that 2-inch hail in the near Golden, and then quarter to ping pong ball size hail in the Broomfield area especially. So I think I'm pretty much just waiting here to see what they're going to do as the storm is pulling away from the tornado warning. I think what we're seeing on radar, probably not too much in the way of more potential for a tornado. So there might be a new severe thunderstorm warning that will include Brighton, but the storm looks like it has weakened significantly in the last just 10 minutes compared to what we saw a little bit earlier. So we may be wrapping it up here, guys. So again, thanks for watching. As always, share our videos, hit like our videos, and put it on your page, whatever it is, so you don't miss out. Anytime you share, it's always greatly appreciated. Get more eyeballs onto these live coverage videos. Hey, new tornado warning. Huh. All right. Let's query the tornado warning there. Yeah, yep, that's right, Heaven. Mother Nature said not yet. Okay, it's still warm for quarters. And radar indicates, so they haven't even seen like a funnel cloud or anything. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's zoom in on what the storm has now. I mean, it's got nice. doesn't go as good. It's got a nice little kind of hook on it. In terms of hail, yeah, if we click over to the correlation coefficient, their velocity, I mean, I get why they're tornado warning it, but I'm not seeing too much to, you know, this is, if anything drops down, it's not going to be too crazy. Not too much, yeah. So this could have some hail with it. There might still be a couple quarter reports coming in, but if we zoom in as well, I think, are we pulling out population? I don't remember where I can't remember where it starts to get a little rural or if it's still pretty populated. Bring it back to reflectivity. Okay, and just zoom in pretty far. I just want to see, like, in terms of people, like how many little, oh, okay, there's a lot of people here still. Okay, so I don't know, yeah. That's getting really fuzzy. Reset the mic and the thing. Should be good. All right, it should be better now, right? Okay, cool. So, okay, it's still impacting a lot of folks here. I noticed there's obviously a lot of homes in this area. The Denver area has really exploded with people in the last 15 years. So, along East 136th and over by Hawley Street, that's where your hail is going to be if you go to correlation coefficient again. Yeah, there's some lowering, mostly subsevere hail. You might get a couple quarters in with that. Doesn't look too crazy. I think things are really starting to down a bit. Let's go back to reflectivity, zoom it back out a bit. Have to go all the way to Denver, just kind of zoom in away from being this one neighborhood. Go ahead, try to query the little spinning arrow here, see what we got. There we go. Oh, that's the tornado warning. Okay, yeah, so we're starting to, I think we're really starting to wind down a bit here, guys. So with that, we'll go back out to just Denver as a whole. We've kind of recapped. You guys tuning in and you're like, oh man, I missed it. It's okay. When this video ends, you can just kind of roll it back and rewatch the sections you want to watch. We'll come back if anything else happens, any other new storms come up that look like they'll be impactful for the Denver area. Otherwise, again, you can check out all of our information. It's live, being live mapped right now. So if you have alerts with hail trace, you probably got alerted when we started mapping, got alerted when we went live, and you can watch and refresh and see as our maps update as the storm progresses across the metro. So as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. You can follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook. Chances are most of you guys are watching us here on Facebook. Hit see first, like our page. If you're first time here, welcome. We have all these other great platforms. We also have LinkedIn and TikTok. It's all hail trace, easy to find. Hit see first, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you guys got to do to be alerted when storms happen. And 55334-4245. You want to take advantage of the fact that we're getting some storms here in the Denver area first time in a while, or you just need to get a refresher on everything we have. It's a great number to call. Email info@hailtrace.com and our website as well. You can message us directly on there. We're here. I mean, it's 4 o'clock Central Time. Everybody's in the office. We're ready to answer your call right away. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be back for more live coverage. If not, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.